Hello everybody and welcome to the Queens of the Court edition for July 5th, 2017. We're back with a 3-game WNBA slate, and I've got 4 picks for you to build your rosters around tonight. We're going to start at the top. Our top pick of the slate, Isabel Harrison. Now Harrison's going to be a very popular play tonight, coming off a 41 fantasy point game against Chicago, 31 points before that against a very tough Minnesota team. Her scoring is inflated mainly because her points are up, her rebounds are up, she's playing super consistent, the minutes are there, and she even, in her last game against Connecticut over a month ago, put 24 fantasy points up at a time when she was only averaging 18 fantasy points a game, more than enough to pay off her salary. Her price has not risen since her inflation in scoring over the last 3 games, at $4,900 on FanDuel with just a upside of almost 40 points or more. It's a no-brainer to get her in your lineup. She's going to be highly owned. I wouldn't go 100% on her in the case she does bust, because this is the WNBA. Consistency is hard to find. But for the price, I would go at least 50% on her and get her in your lineups. Another play that's trending up but is a little bit less popular, Brittany Sykes for Atlanta. She's got 35, 28, and 32 fantasy points in her last 3 games since she entered the starting lineup. Minutes have been over 30 minutes in all 3 games, and her price has really not come up enough to normalize for the scoring she's done. Also at $4,900, she's got solid upside, and she's gobbling these minutes up as a rookie. Now Atlanta doesn't go deep at the guard spot. They really only run a 3-guard rotation, so I don't think her minutes are too much at risk. Sure, foul trouble is always something that can happen and come up in a game, but again, remember, she only needs 25 fantasy points to pay off her salary. We like her to be in a safe spot and a value spot to put in your rosters as well. At number 3, our most expensive player of the slate, Alyssa Thomas at $7,400. Now, I know people are going to go up to Gardner at $9K. They're going to go up to Joel Jones at $8K. And I understand that, but these are players who rarely really pay off their salary. Remember, we're looking for 5X or even 5.5X to win a GPV. And the number of times that they're going to hit 40, 45 points just isn't enough to justify the price. With Alyssa Thomas, consistency has been really there. She's not been below 25 fantasy points since May 31st. In her last game against San Antonio, she scored 42 fantasy points on June 3rd, and she's had 35 in 3 of her last 4 games. This is somebody you can lock into your cash lineups, and I also like her to have a very, very high exposure in tournaments, because you just know that that floor is there, and there's just not that many players that you can say that about. Even Gardner and Jones have had games scoring below what Thomas has in the last 10 games, so you're getting the same upside, but at a much higher floor and a safer risk, at a savings of anywhere from $600 to $1,600 over the top plays. For that reason, we love Thomas today. Last but not least, continuing on the pricing train, we're going to go with Glory Johnson. Now, Glory Johnson is not a consistent player. She's ranged anywhere from 12 fantasy points up to 45 fantasy points throughout the season, and she's up and down like a rock. But she gets a competitive matchup against Atlanta. She's at home. She's got the decent matchup. And again, she just stays priced at this under 7K price range for somebody that can get 40 points. This is going to allow you to fit more people in your lineup and allow you to take less risks. Considering she has the same upside as the top players at the huge price discount, we've got her as number 4 on your slate. That's it today for the Queens of the Court. As always, check out our WNBA tools at www.fantasydgens.com. We have roster gen, we have roster editing, everything you need. One of the few sites that offers it for WNBA. Check it out there. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at FantasyDgens. Check out our podcasts at soundcloud.com/FantasyDgens. And as always, click that subscribe button on YouTube so you can get updates when our videos come out. That's it. Good luck in your slates tonight.